Hello and welcome. Here we've got the Corvette C6R GT2, and we're going to do two versions of this. First one is against some hard TSM friends. Some of these are really good racers, and this is another last to first Angel edition. What does that mean? That means that I'm not going to be using a bunch of off-track cuts and smash and pass and stuff that would be considered cheating. I will push the limits of off-track according to the rules of Real Racing 3, which are different than a lot of racing circuits. For instance, I've got my left sides off track right now. Now, when you do that, you got to pay attention to your braking distance, because 2 tires off track will increase your braking distance. So you got to get on the brakes earlier, but that's how you make clean gains at corner 1. Now, corner 2, I want to do another outside pass. As you can see, I'm taking it pretty easy, and I'm going to really time things out. I actually didn't do training at this track in this car, so I'm going to kind of feel it out as I go. I'm pretty good at this track, so once I have a sense of this car, I'll be okay. Like here, I'm braking way too early, and probably, got hit nicely there. So this is what I've heard about. I heard this is a really difficult race in this car at this track. And so that's what I wanted to explore, is to see, is it, or is it just a difference in driving? Like, this is a high grip car, so you really have to take advantage of that. Like, look at that. I wasn't expecting that. I really powered out of that nicely and had nice gains. Didn't crack the windshield. I was a little bit worried. I think I can brake really late here. Oh, even later than that. And so, oh yeah, look at this. See, none of that's off track. You could do everything I'm doing in a time trial. All of this is considered legal in Real Racing 3. And you got to realize, guys, that in different racing series, rules are interpreted differently. So it just depends. Now look at this. So far, this is seeming really easy to me. I'm going to be in 4th. Notice how I sometimes go up on someone like that. If you grind against them, they'll actually nail the brakes. So it can be a way of making sure they don't necessarily bump you in the next corner. Now already I'm paying attention to the braking. Ooh, boy, that's interesting. He was going to try to do an inside. So I might press up against this guy to get him to hit the... Look at that. See, nails the brakes, drops back. And that limits the chance of me getting nailed at the next corner. So how deep can I brake? Oh, even deeper. Now, one thing, the bots brake a lot later for that corner, and so that is a challenge. If you want to optimize that corner, they're going to give you trouble. So here, I'm still not pushing it that much, but I'm getting more and more used to this car, this track. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Going to gain on this guy. I should be able to get him at this second last corner here. I'll do another inside pass. He's going to have to get on the brakes quite early because I'm in his line. And then here I should be able to set up a nice overtake, maybe have it by the start finish. Ooh, I hit him. Nuts. I thought I could do an outside pass there by getting my right sides off, but left side's off, sorry, right side's just on track. Well, I'm going to have the lead right away, so that was kind of boring. We're going to do this against, how about the offline bots? So I'm going to do this again. That was really easy for me. We'll do this against the offline bots, and I'm going to give them a lead start, okay? So hang on for that. Let's check my fastest lap time, though. 1:16 and change was the fastest bot, and what did I get? Just 1:14 and change. All right. Now for a full race against the offline bots. That's where you're going to see bots like Darkness and Rattlesnack. Those would be 2 of the hardest bots, actually, and I'm going to give them a full 10-second lead. Now, I heard this race is brutal, so if that's true, that should be crazy that I just did that. One advantage, it does space out the competition a bit, but if the first 2 or 3 bots are really fast, I'm going to be in massive trouble. So we'll just see. It could just be really knowing how to utilize this track. This track is tricky, and some people don't know how to take advantage of it. Even if I watch some really old videos of mine, by the way, I'm not going to get that currency. Anyhow, if I look at old videos of mine, I'm not utilizing for the full track either. So the way I got this is first of all, I logged out of Facebook, then I closed the game, went into airplane mode and reopened it. So that's going to make sure I get just offline bots, which can be easier, but it just depends on your abilities. Oh my, is that ever distracting? I forgot how much I hate that. I really hate that it takes up like 1/3 of the screen. Ugh, that's, who wants that in the middle of a race? Oh well. Okay, so I've got to be really careful here. Notice how this time I'm going with a driver view and automatic view. Driver view could be cool. That's going to let us know if I ever take on damage or not. That'll be curious to see. So right now, I've made a lot of headway already. I'm being careful and utilizing the full track as much as I'm allowed to in Real Racing 3. If you go fully off track, you're going to slow down. There are ways to cut corners, but I don't want to do that. So notice how I'm utilizing the track here. So this time I'll do an inside pass, which isn't great there. Really go to the far left. And heading into corner 2, I've noticed I can brake very late in this car. So this isn't a really fast car, but it's a very grippy car with good brakes. So first sign, second sign, I'm probably 2.5 to 2 3/4 into that braking point. Oh, I nudged him pretty hard. Am I okay? Yeah, looks like I didn't crack my windshield. I'm gonna try to do this trick against him, grinding against him. Ooh, he hits the brakes. And we'll get to see that. Oh, he didn't go too far back though. Oh no, he did. I didn't do a great job. Oh, almost off track. It's hard to maximize some of these corners. So, third sign is my braking point while off track. If I wasn't going to go off track, I would brake a little bit later. And I want to do an outside pass here, get to the throttle early. That's pretty good. Try to do an inside here if I can. Oh, perfect. He's going to, maybe he won't hit the brakes. Is he going to hit the brakes? What's that going to do? Okay, they stack up. And ooh! All sorts of speed and time lost there. That's not good. Okay, starting lap 3 in position 6. So far this is looking pretty good, but we're going to see. This might be brutal. Notice how I brake and then go to the left, widen my trajectory. Ooh, boy! I gave up all my advantages there. So that was me getting back to the throttle a little bit early, which means I was braking a little bit late, because that's normally where I would get back to the throttle. 1, 2, and a bit. Almost to that third sign. And then you'll notice here, again, I'm braking about 2.5 signs in. We'll see here. This guy's going to be in my way a little bit. So you have to know where the bots want to drive. And either don't drive there at all or really drive there. That's what you want to do. So you've got to know exactly where they're going to drive and then work with that. And of course, you've got to realize that the higher the position the bot, the more aggressive and race-like he will drive. Ooh, boy. In some cases, though, they just drive horrible all the time. Now, that was really good. I took that section nicely. Let's nail this second last section here. Let's not have any more of this nonsense. Brake very late and then power. I didn't start my turn early enough. Do this one really good. Oh, that's beautiful. So I only got one car that whole lap. That's not good. I can't really keep that up or I'm going to be in trouble here. So it looks like the next two are in a group. So if I can really blast through this nicely, there we go. Right, that last lap, I totally blew that first corner on that last lap. That explains a lot of that. So here, not quite sure. I'm going to brake late. I'm going to have to be careful. I can for sure get him. If I brake carefully, ooh, cracked my windshield. Oh no. Okay. So I also heard that this vehicle really falls off when you get damaged. So what just happened to me? Well, I just lost my top. I lost some top speed, some acceleration, lost some grip, lost some brakes. So I'm gonna have to adapt to that a little bit, and that's going to affect. Like I might end up braking a little bit too late because because my braking power is not as good. Okay, well you just got to adapt to it. It's not that like there again. That wasn't optimal. I'm in third place though, with 3 full laps to go. I mean, this looks very possible. Oh, full disclosure, before I did this race, I went to a speed snap and I made sure to win it at least 12 times by a pretty good amount. So that's going to even make the bots more difficult. So I wanted to make sure I was going to see Darkness and Rattlesnap, because they're two of the hardest bots. There's Dr. Periwinkle, which you don't see very often. He's listed as the hardest, but he sort of is and sort of isn't. You can actually, in some series, it'll actually start pulling from the bottom of the bot list and make that the new fastest bot. So some series it'll actually do that quite a lot. You can go quite a bit beyond Dr. Periwinkle. Some series you can't. Even still, they're not as difficult as top level TSM friends like I've got. Even though I was in the lead so fast in the first race. Okay, so look at this. Got to widen that out and then really, oh, nuts. Well, I'm not happy with myself. But that's first place up there, not very far off, honestly, and I'm gaining fast. Like, you're gonna notice, it's all, I'm convinced it's all in just understanding this track and this car and maximizing this car at this track. So that would mean you really want to be braking as late as possible. It's always better to brake a little bit early than a little bit late, in my opinion. So, because you want to really get back to that throttle. Oh, it cut that corner a bit. Very, very little. That gave me a very small advantage. That is not my intention with this video. I'm going to leave it, but you know, I blew way more corners. So I've only cut one corner like that, like as far as corner cutting in this game is concerned, but I've completely blown out more than one corner. Okay, here we go. I've got the lead at lap 6 with multiple mistakes and a damaged car. So people just have to rein in their driving a little bit, do some training, watch some videos like this one. Subscribe to my channel because it's totally awesome and you can learn all sorts of stuff. So this was last to first with no tricks. Now, if you want to be nasty at corner 1, you can take the inside line and go full speed, and right before you get to the corner, you huck your car sideways and hopefully smash people with your side and don't take out your windshield. You can pass a whole bunch of cars right there. Then you can aggressively cut corner 2, and then you don't want to cut any other corners until the last corner. If you're desperate and you want to start cutting, whatever, no problem. Now, we're going to go all the way to the end. One more lap to go. We'll see if I can, well, I'm not going to get a really great lap because I'm damaged. But I always like to, oh, that wasn't good. That really wasn't good. Oh boy, my entry into that corner was bad, and then I wasn't really doing a good enough job remembering that I've got a damaged car. Oh well, so that's going to affect my speed on the start-finish straight. Okay, so one question, I'm probably going to hear this from this video. Why are you faster on the straight section than I am? You were gaining on cars. I can't do that. They pull away from me. You must be cheating. No. Okay, your exit of the corner completely depends on your entrance to the corner. So see how I'm entering? That's going to affect my exit. Now, he was perfectly in the way. Your speed on the straightaway is based on how you exit at the last corner. Your exit from the last corner depends on how you entered the last corner, okay? So, if I enter this corner poorly, I'm going to suffer on the whole next straight. There's nothing I can do about it. So you've got to really plan things out. Like professional racers, they're thinking many steps ahead. They're knowing their competition. They're knowing how they drive at certain corners. They might even know how their competition drives on certain corners. And they know, okay, this guy's weak on corner 5. I need to take advantage of corner 5. You see what I'm saying here? So you got to know the bots. How does a 20th to 15th place bot drive? Well, really bad. They're going to brake really early. So you got to be ready for that. You're going to plow into them. Don't be behind them. And all sorts of stuff like that. Well, there you go, guys. There's my last first video. Hope you found this one enjoyable. Look how damaged I am. That's pretty surprising. Again, I don't get any of this gold. It won't be in my achievements section. Okay, let's see what my fastest lap time was this time around. And looks like I got, 1:13 and change. That's pretty good. All right, see you next time, guys.